Happy Sunday, guys. What's up? Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and I hope to see you, each and every one of you guys, in the live stream chat coming up today. You'll join myself and Andrew Erickson at noon Eastern time for Week 11 of the NFL. We will go through every single game, line movement, picks, props, and more coming at you at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern, as we will watch the international game in Spain, wrap up, and then head on into the 1 o'clock kick games with you guys. Lots of bets given out and a lot of plays and thoughts, breakdowns, and more coming up at noon Eastern time. Now, for last night, at least I can see it coming before it hits me, because I told you yesterday that I thought I should be betting hockey and other things. Well, that would have been a disaster because, well, it would have been as bad as yesterday because both my hockey plays went down. My UFC play went down. It didn't matter what I bet yesterday. Yesterday was just a disaster. So it was pick and choose, and there was one game that I got right, and that was the Georgia game that came in. Georgia wins. But other than that, Alabama lost outright. A&M outscored South Carolina 28-0 in the second half. If they had done that in the first half, we would have covered. Instead, we did not. The bad bet of the day was Pitt. They got housed by Notre Dame. So we go down 2.2 units, a 1-3 day officially for the Daily Juice podcast. So we go 2-1, 3-0, and then 1-3. So over 3 days, that's up, okay? That's not great, but it still gets us to a place where we're like, okay, we won 3.9 units, and then we gave back 2.2. So, over a 3-day stretch, if we do that consistently, we're fine. So that's profit. So that's good. It's not fun when it happens, I'll admit it. That stinks. When you're 5-1, you go 1-3. So you turn around and now you're 6-4. Now you're up, but it's not great. So today, I like the card today. I'm actually pretty bullish on the card today. I'm looking forward to seeing how the plays go today. There are so many games that are big that I'm staying away from. Yesterday I got involved with all the big games. Today, I'm really not getting involved with the big games. I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path because Broncos, Chiefs, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers, Eagles, Lions. These are all really, really big games. It's a great week to watch football. Don't think it's a great week to bet football per se, but it's a great week to watch football. So when everyone's going to be geared on and focused on those games, we're going to go the other way here. But if you guys have not downloaded the BettingPros app yet, you should absolutely go and do so. You can use Sportsbook Sync to automatically track your bets across all major sportsbooks in one spot. You can easily monitor your bet performance by sport and bet type, including game picks, props, and parlays. You can create custom betting systems to find winning trends. And we have a special offer for BettingPros Premium, which is the prop bet cheat sheet, for 6 months for free. To claim the offer, just head on over to bettingpros.com/premium. Make a deposit at a partner sportsbook, place your wager, and you will get a $75 value offer for us. 6 months of Betting Pros Premium for free with the Betting Pros app. Go and download it today by searching Betting Pros in your app store. Okay, the Dolphins are playing in Madrid. I am going to give you a bet I have made, but I don't think we're going to count it for the Daily Juice because of when it kicks off. So it is 10:30 Pacific time. This game is kicking off at 6:30. So this podcast will only be live for 8 hours for you guys to be able to bet this. So it's currently 1:30 Eastern. Game kicks off at 9:30 Eastern. So if you are an overnight, late night owl, you get this. If you're not, well, I've got an extra play on this, so we're not going to count the Dolphins, but I am laying the 2.5 with the Miami Dolphins up against the Washington Commanders. Now, the reason is this. Favorites have done very well on the international games. They're playing on a really fast surface, one of the best surfaces they've ever played an international game because of this new technology that the field, how it's made in Spain. I'm sure they're going to show all about it on the broadcast, but it's pretty cool. Very good for the Dolphins, given their speed and what they have done. Tua as a pick'em or an underdog is 8-17 away from home. He has stunk. Okay, so I'm not saying that like Tua is going to be great today, but this, I think, is a game in which the Dolphins have the advantage at the quarterback position because of what we've seen with Marcus Mariota and this offense for the Commanders. I don't even think their defense is going to be able to stop this running attack either. Marcus Mariota has lost 7 straight starts when he's been listed as an underdog, and they are an underdog here. Dolphins laying 2.5 points. I just cannot trust Marcus Mariota. I cannot trust the Commanders. They've just been, they're a bad football team, okay? Straight up. They're just a bad football team. So I like the Dolphins laying 2.5 here today. So it's Miami minus 2.5. It doesn't really officially kick in here, but it's the play. If you get this overnight and you have time, that's the play that I would make. Dolphins minus 2.5. Now, let's talk about the Jameis Winston starting for the Giants game. Look at, this is a fade on the Packers, okay? As much as anything, this is a fade on the Packers. The Packers are not good in November and December. It is wild to watch, but when they are favored by 7 points or more, they just don't cover. Like, they just don't cover. You can talk about the dead cat bounce here. Brian Daboll gets fired. You have interim staff coming in to taking over. Will they be able to cover a 7.5 point spread? I think we're going to. Since 2010, we've seen 19 coaches fired entering week 10 or later. The teams go 11-8 ATS in their first game following that coaching change, okay? But the Packers are a problem. The Packers have allowed 39 total points and 780 total yards in their 3 losses this season. It's amazing. They're the first team in NFL history to allow 40 points or less than 40 points in fewer than 800 yards in their first 3 losses of the season since, well, I guess it was 1940 Lions, modern NFL. It's never happened. They just don't win, okay? I know the Giants aren't great. I know the Giants are banged up. But defensively, I think you look at where Jordan Love is and what he has done late in seasons. From week 11 on, Jordan Love isn't great. He's 11-7-1 ATS. He's okay. In the first 10 weeks of the regular season, Jordan Love is 10-16 ATS. But it really comes down to this number being 7.5. It feels just way too heavy, in my opinion, for this Packer team when they just don't cover big numbers. 7.5, I think we could easily see the Giants have a shot here and keep this game close. They're at home. I like Jameis Winston. I'm taking the Giants. It's one of those games where it's like, why isn't the number different? Where are we? Why isn't it bigger? Packers last week did not look good offensively at all against the Eagles. They were at home. Didn't look good in the week prior against the Panthers. They were at home, and now they're on the road to New York with this offense as 7.5 point favorites. I'm taking the dog. I'm ice cold. If you're a Packer fan, you like it, but I'm taking the dog. Give me the Giants plus 7.5 at minus 110 for 1.1 units. Third bet, KC and Denver. Look, I think the Chiefs win this game, okay? Patrick Mahomes is 18-1 straight up all time against the Denver Broncos. He owns Denver. I don't trust Bo Nix, but I do trust this defense, and I do think that the overall offense for the Chiefs is not that explosive. So even though Mahomes has played very well this year, I think this Broncos defense with the best pass rush in football is going to be able to keep Patrick Mahomes in the pocket, not allow him to beat them with his legs. And I do think the running attack for this Chief team will be stagnated and slowed down by this defense for the Broncos. And on the flip side, I don't like Bo Nix. Just don't think Bo Nix is going to score very much. I don't think they're going to move the football. We saw them play it against the Raiders and what they did against the Raider defense. Chief defense is way better and a much better defensive coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo. Look, I think the only way to play this game is really to go ahead and bet the under. I think under 45 is the way you jump in here with these two teams. Divisional game, big game, brawl, rock fight, low scoring. I don't think we're going to see a lot of offense between these two teams at all. They're not converting in the red zone nearly enough. These, it's altitude, so you're going to get kicks that can go far, but, it could very well be, the Broncos are 1-4 in the red zone over the last 2 games. They just haven't scored. It's crazy. Here's a stat. After facing the Raiders, Denver hasn't won a game by double digits since September of 2013. Always tight with the Raiders. Since 2017, the Broncos are 3-10 ATS in the game following facing the Raiders, if you like the next game, and it's the Chiefs. So I think you can bet the Chiefs here. I do. I think the Chiefs laying 3.5 or laying 4, I think you're going to be safe. You can bet team total Broncos under, but I think game under 45 is the best way to play this. Broncos, Chiefs, under 45 for 1.1 units. The teaser of the week, Baker as a dog. Bills, I just don't think the Bills, I think there's something wrong, to be frank, with the Buffalo Bills. They got spanked by the Dolphins last week. And I think that's a sign of some bigger problems going on with this Bills defense, their inability to stop the run. And I think you're going to see the offense move the football. I think Baker Mayfield is going to be able to put points up here. I don't mind an over bet on the Bills and the the Bills and the Bucks here. I think the Bills are going to throw. I think the Bucks are going to throw. I think we see offense on both sides of the ball, but I'm going to give the Bucks 12 from +6 to +12 here. Just keep the game within 10 points or 11 points, really, 11 or fewer. I think they got a shot to do so, and just don't lose the game by 2 touchdowns. Don't get blown out. I think the Bucks will play good, will play well. I think they'll keep the game close. I like the Bucks +12. On the other side, it's the Ravens against Cleveland, and the Ravens are on a mission. The Ravens are the hottest team in football, not named the Patriots, and they've got a great quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Look, they don't need to do much besides just win the football game, okay? Don't cover the 7.5. Just win by 2 or more, and we're good. I think the Ravens had a real shot here to get a W. I'm taking Bucks +12, tees with the Ravens -1.5 for 1.25 units. That brings us to the Hard Rock bet of the day. I have not missed one of these yet. I am 3-0 on the Hard Rock bet of the day. What is the Hard Rock bet of the day? Well, I'm taking the Vikings laying 2.5 up against the Chicago Bears. Why? The numbers are quite stark here for Chicago. It's a fade on Caleb Williams. He's been atrocious. Caleb is 1-7 straight up in 8 starts against his own division. Beat the Packers at Lambeau at the end of last year. On a normal 7-day rest, Caleb's 0-5 straight up against the NFC North, losing by an average of 11 points per game. On the flip side, J.J. McCarthy has gone and made 4 career starts against the NFC North. He's done it twice so far. He's 2-0 straight up and 2-0 against the number. Both those games came on the road. So Caleb, 1 win against the North with 8 starts. JJ, 2 wins against the North with 2 starts. That's not great. The Bears are playing close games like crazy. They've been living on the edge. You could say, okay, they pulled rabbits out of the hat. I'm not sure they can do that on the road against this defense for the Vikings. The Vikings at home are just a different beast. Since 2020, the Bears are 7-25 straight up against the North. Only the Jets have fewer wins against their own division than Chicago does. This year, they're 0-2, and they're 6-1 straight up outside the division. 0-2 straight up. So in road games, the Bears are 4-22 straight up here since the start of 2022. It's been very, very ugly here. And now we've got this Vikings team who, look, they've been bad against the Lions. They've been bad against good football teams, but this is not a good football team. I think the Bears are overrated in my mind. Caleb Williams, I think, is going to have a difficult time. He's had a relatively clean pocket this season. The one benefit here for having Ben Johnson is that they're not having negative plays, that Caleb Williams is not taking sacks, and Caleb Williams is getting rid of the football. But I think this Vikings team will make his life difficult here today. It's only 2.5. I'm laying it with the Vikings. Vikings -2.5 for 1.1 units for our Hard Rock bet play of the day. This podcast is being brought to you by our friends at Hard Rock Bet. Pro football, college basketball, and more, all available this week at Hard Rock Bet. You guys can bet $5, and if that bet hits, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings for that bet. If you don't know what to bet on for your first bet, head on over to the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub, and you'll see trends, streaks, and stats to help you guide with your picks. Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook is the only legal book in Florida, but it's also live in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado. More states coming soon. Plus, Hard Rock Bet offers new promos every single day. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. So, 4 bets for us here. Really 5, you include the Dolphins, but 4 officially because, like most of you, are going to wind up waking up and go, oh, right, I got to listen to the Daily Juice. So the Dolphin play is not official, but it is in there. I have bet the Dolphins here to beat the Commanders over in Spain. So I'm laying the 2.5 points with that. Dolphins minus 2.5. Giants plus 7.5 at home. Let's go with the fighting Jameis Winston and the dead cat bounce for the New York Giants. KC Denver under 45 for the afternoon game. Teaser is Bucks plus 12 and the Ravens minus 1.5 in their 2 games at minus 125. And the Hard Rock bet of the day, the Vikings laying 2.5 at home up against the Chicago Bears, taking J.J. McCarthy and company over Chicago, laying 2.5 points there. I will talk to you guys with Andrew Erickson coming up at noon Eastern time. Full breakdown of the entire betting slate here for Week 11 of the NFL. Hope to see you there with us for the live stream on the BettingPros YouTube channel. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.